Hello ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to look at polynomial functions, section 2, so this is chapter 8, section 2, multiplying polynomials. What you're going to want to have on you, your notes, you can write some notes down, pen or a pencil, and then a calculator also will suffice. Multiplying polynomials. So we're going to multiply first a monomial into a binomial or a trinomial. So what this does, you guys have done this before. Basically, it's distributive property, right? So x times 3x. So 3 times 1, that's 3. X times x. So that's 1x, that's 2 x's. So you're going to have x squared, right? Because I would add my exponents. So 1 plus 1 gives me the 2. And then let's multiply the x and the 5. So that's going to be a 5x. 3x squared plus 5x. That's all we're doing, we're just multiplying. So now let's multiply this 2x in. Let's get a little harder here. So we're going to have 2x times 3x. So 2 times 3, it's going to give you 6. And then you're going to multiply your x's. So x times x, that's just x squared. And then 2x times 5. So we're going to multiply the numbers. 5 times 2, and that's going to give you 10x. So 6x squared plus 10x. This one, we need to make sure this 2x squared gets multiplied by everything. So 2 times 1 is 2. X squared times x squared, that is x to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 2 times a negative 3, that's a negative 6. X squared and an x, that's 2 x's. 1x, that's 3 x's. And a 2 times a 5, that's 10x squared. Pretty simple, right? Now, let's say you have multiplying polynomials, like a lot of polynomials. So, you can either do, there's two ways you can do it. And I'm going to allow you guys to choose whichever way fits best for you. So, we're going to multiply 2x plus 4 times 3x minus 7. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the FOIL way. Now you guys have heard of FOIL. A lot of you like to call it the rainbow effect. If you've never heard of the FOIL, FOIL, F-O-I-L. So these are the firsts. These are the outsides. These are the insides. And these are the lasts. Okay, so you're going to multiply the firsts together. So 2 times 3, x times x, so 6x squared. You're going to multiply the outsides by each other. Okay, so that's my O. Blue is my O. So 2 times negative 7, that's a negative 14x, right? In my insides, I'm going to multiply those guys. So 4 times 3, that's my I. 4 times 3, that's 12, so positive 12x. And then my lasts, let's do that in yellow. So I'm going to do L in yellow. So that's my last times the last. So 4 times negative 7, that's negative 28. So now what we're going to do is we're going to combine our terms together. So I just have 6x squared. Negative 14x plus 12x, well that's negative 2x. And then minus 28. So that is one way to get that answer. Now, there's another way called the box method. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to make a box. So you're going to put 2x plus 4 on the top. So it's going to be 2x and then a positive 4. Notice how I made some separation between those. So you're going to take each term and put them separate of one another. Then you're going to take this other term and put it along the side. So 3x and then that negative is going to come with that 7. Alright, so now let's draw a box here. Make a column for each of these, and a row. That way I can kind of see a box form. You notice how I have room in each. So now what this allows you to do is multiply everything in a graphic organizer pretty much. So we're going to go 3 times 2, and that's going to give you 6. X times x is x squared. Then we're going to move to our next column. So we're going to multiply the 4 by 3x. Notice how those are the two squares that are making up that box right there, okay? So 4 times 3, that's 12x. So now I have 2x and negative 7. They make up this box that I need to fill in. So we're going to go 2 times negative 7, that's negative 14x. And negative 7 times 4, that's going to make this box, that's negative 28. Notice how I got the same exact answers over here. So we have 6x squared plus 12x minus 14x minus 28. Combine our stuff here, 6x squared minus 2x minus 28. Notice how you get the same answer either way. So you can do either of these problems either way, whichever works best for you. If you see FOIL easier or you see the box working easier for you, whichever one works best. So let's do this problem together. We're going to do FOIL and the box, both ways. So I'm going to do FOIL first, x minus 3, 4x minus 5. So my first x times 4x, that's 4x squared. My outsides, so x times negative 5, that's negative 5x, right? 3 times 4x, oh, negative 3, excuse me, times 4x, negative 12x. 5 times negative 5, or negative 3 times negative 5, positive 15. Let's do some combining here. So 4x squared, combine those two. Negative 5 minus 12 is a negative 17x plus 15. Done with that part. Now let's try the box method. So I'm going to draw myself my box here. I'm going to put x and a negative 3 at the top there. And then on the side here, I'm going to put 4x and a negative 5 here. So I'm going to go 4x times x to fill in this box. It's going to give me 4x squared. 4x times negative 3 is going to fill in this box. That's negative 12x. X times negative 5, negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 3, positive 15. So now I have 4x squared minus 12x minus 5x plus 15. Combine these guys. 4x squared minus 17x plus 15. Like I said, you can do either one of these problems. You're not going to have to do it twice on your homework or on a test. But you can choose which way works best for you to know how to do these kinds of problems. Alright? And the very final one. This one is a trinomial times a binomial, which takes a really long time. So let's do the FOIL method first. I'm going to put 2x minus 7 before it. I find it's easier to FOIL that way. So now, FOIL doesn't really work. You're going to have to take this 2x and you need to multiply it by everybody that you see. So let's go 2x times 3x squared. So that's going to be 2 times 3, 6x, 1x, 2x's cubed, 3x's. 2x times x, that is a positive 2x squared. And 2x times negative 5, that's negative 10x. Okay? So now I've done my first one. Now we need to take this negative 7 and multiply it in to everybody over there. So negative 7 times 3x squared, that is negative 21x squared. Okay? Negative 7 times x, that is a negative 7x. And negative 7 times negative 5, that's a positive 35. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start combining some like terms. 6x cubed is alone, so he's just going to stay there. I have some x squared, so that's combined together. So I have 2x squared and a negative 21. 2 minus 21, that's 19, negative 19x squared. I have some x's to combine together. Negative 10, negative 7, negative 17x, and then we have plus 35 hanging out. Oops. Alright, so that's the final answer. That's what we should get using the box too. So let's do the box on that side. So I'm going to put up the top here, I'm going to put 3x squared, x, and negative 5. Down the side, I'm going to go 2x and a negative 7. So we're going to have 3 columns and 2 rows to our box. Alright, so let's go. 3 times 2, that's 6. X squared times x, x cubed. 2x times x, that's 2x squared. 2x times negative 5, that's negative 10x. 3x squared times negative 7, that's negative 21x squared. Negative 7 times x, negative 7x. And negative 7 times negative 5, that's a positive 35. So now, let's combine some. I'm going to write out what I got. 6x cubed plus 2x squared minus 10x minus 21x squared minus 7x plus 35. Combine some like terms here. I don't have any 6x cubes or any cubes to go. I have some x squareds though. I get a negative 19x squared. Negative 10, negative 7, I get negative 17x plus 35. Just like I did on the left-hand side. What the box does is it helps you organize your thinking. You don't have to worry about not multiplying something. The box takes care of that so you do not forget to multiply anything. Because when you start doing a trinomial times a trinomial, it can get messy fast. Trust me. So I recommend using the box if it helps you really see what you're multiplying. FOIL really works well though for a lot of people. So find which way works best for you and then stick with it. Alright? And that's the end of this video. See you later, Sabers.